What's up, world? Welcome back to Cancel Thoughts. It's your boy Better Days here. Dallas Cowboys superstar quarterback Dak Prescott has called off his engagement with his now ex-fiance, allegedly because she refused to sign the prenuptial agreement. And I say allegedly because it hasn't necessarily been confirmed yet as to what the real reason was, but people are speculating about it. Nevertheless, though, it did spark the conversation on the internet about prenuptial agreements. So the video I got today is from the Speakeasy YouTube channel where they had the entire discussion that I want to show you guys really quickly. Before we get into it, though, guys, if I, by the end of this video, earn you guys a subscription, do me a solid and like the video and subscribe to the channel, guys. It only takes a couple of seconds, and it helps out more than you guys realize. That being said, let's get right into it.
Look, man, moving forward, we got to talk about my quarterback. So Dak Prescott and his fiance have reportedly called off their wedding over a massive prenup standoff. After securing a historic $240 million contract, Dallas Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott and his fiance, Sarah Jane Ramos, were supposed to be celebrating their upcoming April wedding. The rumor is that Dak spent the last few months pushing hard for a rock-solid prenup to protect his new bag, and she flat out refused to sign it. That underlying tension finally boiled over into a massive screaming match right on the yacht, leading to their entire wedding being permanently shelved. If she really walked away just because he wanted to protect his contract, did Dak actually dodge a massive bullet here?
Can I give a hot take?
Yes, he 100% dodged a bullet. I personally think if you're a guy who is at that level of wealth and fame or whatever, and you're choosing to get married to a lady like this, it should be her idea to sign the prenup in the first place. If she truly loves you and she's truly there for you as she claims to be, it should be her idea. She should love you enough to where she's not after your assets. Last I heard, they have like 2 children together or whatever. So she was going to be taken care of no matter what. So if he actually put a prenup before you, you should have had no problem signing it day one. It shouldn't have even been something you had to sit down and think about. Now, some ladies will say things along the lines of, well, if I'm unable to work or if my man wants me to be a stay-at-home mother or whatever, I need to have that cushion and backup to where I need to also be able to split his assets. And if that's the case, I completely support the ladies that believe that, because I try to present balanced perspectives on this channel. So I completely understand that. But this is 2026, ladies. No guy is out there telling you you have to stay at home and not work.
Period.
Like, if you want to go out and have a job and be able to provide for yourself, no dude is going to sit there and go, no, you must be at home doing this, that, and the third. Like, let's just be 100% honest about this. Now, some of you guys will say that your men want this, but really it's just you not wanting to work. And if that's the case, no, you shouldn't be entitled to anything. Like, let's just be 100% honest about this.
Oh wow! But before you get a hot take, how they know all this stuff? This is
Yeah,
this
I don't know that.
this
The whole second half of that is a funny tweet. This is allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. By the way, don't nobody sue us.
Because the yacht screaming is crazy. I don't know. How you know? Were you on the yacht?
But if I'm giving a hot take, I'm anti-prenup. I'm anti-prenup. I believe that if you need a contingency plan for marriage,
speak on it,
you shouldn't be marrying them.
Oh my God.
If you need to protect yourself from your future partner who you have to lay in bed with every night, the potential mother or father of your children, you shouldn't be marrying them. A prenup to me is like a seatbelt on an airplane. If you need that seatbelt on an airplane, you got way bigger issues than the seatbelt. Airplane going down.
So by your logic, then we shouldn't have seatbelts in cars either, right? Because, like, we might as well just not use them. We shouldn't have insurance. We shouldn't have health insurance. None of that. Right? Like, what are we talking about here, okay? Guys like Emmanuel Acho, to me, are the reason that we ended up in this place in the first place. Because they will know exactly what the logic is behind the things that they say, but because they're so enamored with being, like, panders to, like, the women or whatever, they will say nonsense like this and then try to back it up just so they look like the heroic whatever the fuck guy that the ladies want to, like, flaunt over. Like, it's just, how can you not see the logic of a dude who is worth over $100 million wanting to protect his assets in case, like, not even necessarily saying that this is going to happen, but just in case. Like, what are you talking about?
I got money. I'm actually anti-prenup. I understand the thought process behind it, but if you're entering into like a covenant with an individual who quite literally controls your life, you will be asleep next to them every single night They control whether you live or you die. If you are in the hospital on life support, they dictate if the doctor pulls the plug or does not. And you want a prenup?
Yo,
I'm just anti.
This is and I don't know what it is, but lately we just been disagreeing. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I stand with Dak and the number 4 Cowboy jersey right here. What? Okay.
Wow.
Do you got a car?
Of course.
Do you drive?
Of course.
Do you drive every day?
Of course.
Okay, bet. Do you look to get in a car accident?
Never.
Oh wait, do you have car? Do you have insurance? Car
Of course.
Insurance. He wants to get married. He's not looking to get a divorce. But in the event that it might happen, I've got security. Same way when people got a car insurance. You got a car, you drive every day, you see it every time. But in the event if I get in a car accident, I'm protected. All I'm saying is this, man. Like, to make all that type of money, right? And you see times where people get divorced and they talk about the person gets half. I look at the Tiger Woods situation. Tiger Woods, I mean, he was wrong for everything he did. But you gonna give him half, though? Half?
That's crazy. And it's really not even half. It's more like, I want to say like 60 to 65%. Okay. We always say like it's half. No, the lady gets half, but then the lawyer who's screwing you also has to get their piece as well. And you're the person who that money is coming out of their pockets. You literally have to pay the dude who is screwing you in the ass. Like, that is so wild to me, the way these systems are set up. And another thing that he said there that I kind of have a problem with, and I get it that we have these conversations kind of through the perspective of like wealthy people who have a ton of money. But I personally think if you're an average person, things like prenuptial agreements are actually more important for you. And we need to start actually having this conversation at the lower levels as well.
Hear me out.
Most people, let's say you guys are together. Let's say somebody buys a house, it's in their name or whatever, and they have a house before they get married or whatever. And then they combine assets or whatever. And once they inevitably, and I'm not even going to say inevitably because I don't want to put it out there, but 50% of the time they get divorced because that's the statistic, and 70 to 80% of the time the lady's the one initiating it. Do you mean to tell me that that guy who most people can only, and even in this economy, not even most people, but the people who do afford to become homeowners can really only afford one house in their lifetimes, okay? You mean to tell me that that lady should be entitled to getting half of that, or they need to like sell the house and she needs to get half of that, even though she's not the one that's been paying for any of it? And this goes for ladies as well, by the way, because I'm not even necessarily trying to make this a gendered issue. It's just something that more so affects guys because ladies don't necessarily deal with guys who don't have more resources than them. But even if you're a lady and you're the person who is the primary like provider in you guys' relationship, whoever the person is that you're with shouldn't be entitled to getting anything from you that they didn't necessarily work for or put money towards. Like, I'm sorry, that doesn't make any sense. And at the lower levels, you can't afford to lose half of anything that you own. Like, you can't afford it whatsoever. The guys who are at 200 million, I get it. Like, even if you lose half of that, that's a lot of money, but you still have like $100 million to fall back on. Most average people don't even have that luxury. So like, we need to start having this conversation with more, let's say, veracity and understanding the realities of most people.
Look.
Hold on, Shay, hold on. I got a rebuttal.
This is
Because
crazy.
here's the difference.
For the
car. When you buy you a whip, you already know a car accident is potentially inevitable because there are hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of drivers on the road.
I've never got a car accident.
Hundreds of thousands, if not
I've
millions.
been driving since I've been 16
But
years old.
Shady, what I'm trying to tell you is, if you are relating a marriage to a car accident, the marriage is between two individuals, of which you play 50%. A car accident, you do not play 50%. You could literally get T-boned sitting at a stoplight.
There are billions of people in the world, and depending on your partner and how loyal they are to you, they can literally decide to be like, do people not understand that infidelity is a real thing, like, in the world? Like, I'm confused. There is such a naivete that people like Emmanuel Acho walk through the world with that I just don't understand really where it comes from. And it has to come from your upbringing in some way, shape, or form. I mean, you just have to be really, really naive, or you have to have grown up in such a sheltered environment to where you don't understand the perspectives of other people and how people literally can get finessed out here. You saying that a marriage isn't like a car accident or whatever, it's like, we have the statistics of 50% of marriages end in divorce. That's literally a coin flip. 80% to 70% of that time, it's initiated by the lady. So about 30 to 20% of that time is the man actually choosing to end that marriage. And that's mostly because the dudes are the ones who understand that they have more to lose in that scenario if that divorce was to happen. Like, what are we talking about here? We do know that the potential of getting a divorce is out there. That's why this conversation is even being had.
You can get fender benders, ting, and stoplight. So to me, 2-5.
Nah, you wrong, dog.
I'm not suggesting that an accident
Your
cannot
comeback
occur.
was weak. I thought you have a good one. That was a good one.
I'm not saying an accident can't occur. I'm just saying, Shady, if you get married and you have to put a contract in play, then why are you getting married?
And that's why most people aren't getting married anymore. You have a point there. That's why a lot of people have just become disillusioned with the institution of marriage. That's why the marriage rates are plummeting. Nobody seemingly is willing to actually put themselves out there anymore. And obviously there will be some outlier people who are willing to do that, but most people aren't doing that anymore.
I'm trying to
What do
ask
mean?
you.
It's all about protection, though, Acho.
You need protection from a person you just vowed your life to?
Yo, this is what I don't like that you're doing.
Uh-oh. What am I doing?
If you look at,
Pandering.
there's a lot of people that get married, love each other, and they get divorced. It happens all the time. So if you know that, right, in the event that it does happen, why not protect yourself? There's nothing wrong with that. And another thing about prenups that people don't understand, it protects me, but it also protects you.
I'll protect you.
Her, I'm saying.
Yeah, of course.
I don't know what her assets are, what she got. I don't know what money she got in her account. But whatever she got over there is protected. And the same thing with him. Yeah, this is crazy though, dog. That's wild, yo.
Can another unmarried jump in here?
Get in here, kid.
First and foremost, I am very pro prenup. I'm very pro prenup. Do I think I'll get one myself? I don't know yet, but I
Hold
am
on,
pro.
then.
Now listen,
If you're a dude who has aspirations to get to a higher socioeconomic status, and I believe most guys have these aspirations anyway, but if you're somebody who's actually working towards that, if you are the type of person who doesn't believe in some sort of prenuptial arrangement, you are about to be the biggest sucker in the world. And guys like Emmanuel Acho who are saying, I don't believe in prenups or whatever, they're the ones who 10, 15 years down the line, should they get some sort of divorce happening, they're the ones who start going, I didn't know, like, I thought, like, she loved me and she told me all the sweet nothings. And it's just like, bro, people are telling you beforehand, it doesn't hurt to protect yourself. It doesn't hurt for anybody to protect themselves. I'm saying this for ladies as well. If you are a lady who is out here getting that money, which, listen, I support you, you should not be in a relationship with a dude who is looking at you as a come up. Like, let's just be 100% honest about this.
Listen, you can't say I'm very pro prenup, but you not pro enough to get it yourself.
I don't know the situation, right? If I'm talking to a woman that I feel like is maybe at the same financial status and or success that I am at the time of getting married, I think I probably wouldn't get one at that moment, because after that, if I go on to make multi-millions and I go on to be extremely successful, she was there and supported me through that. I feel like at the end of the day, we're sharing our life together. That's an okay thing to have. For you, Acho, to be sitting here, millions, you know what I mean? Crazy bread, not to pocket watch, but like crazy bread. For you to be sitting there and being like, yeah, I'm not going to get one. What?
100%, bro. He a sucker. He is a sucker, and there's ladies probably hitting his DMs right now who is like, oh yeah, we gonna get him.
I think there is a bunch of women that are probably watching this show, not ones that you would want to talk to, that are plotting now,
scheming.
Excellent. I promise you. It's exactly what they sitting there just like that. Because what are you talking about,
Bro, you got But here's
bro.
the thing. Here's the thing. You have to use more diligence on the front end. Like, don't fly Spirit Airlines.
Whoa.
Now, Spirit Airlines of all the airlines actually hasn't crashed. But you got to use more. You got to use more diligence on the front end. The dilemma is not enough people using diligence on the front end. If you think both, if cheating is a non-negotiable, and you think you're liable to cheat, or you marrying somebody who's liable to cheat, well then yes, get you a prenup. If cheating,
can people not change? Like, is the same person that you meet and are in the dating stages with the same person that you marry, and that person is just guaranteed to continue to be the exact same person throughout the duration of you guys' marriage? Like,
is a non-negotiable in that relationship. But if you all are equally committed,
but people change. People change.
That's my thing, though. People do change.
I know people that was in love, like love, and then you know, they still are friends now that they're divorced. It happens all the time. My mom and dad been married for mad years, and they super tight still, you know. But if you ask my mom, ask my dad, it was tough. And some people, they stick to it when it's tough, or they walk away.
And we now live in a generation of people who are more predisposed to walking away instead of dealing with the tough times. That's just the reality of the situation, especially with things that promote this kind of stuff, like the social media that we have, like the government laws and the legislation that we've put in place, to where people can literally just walk away at the drop of a hat and feel like they have more optionality than they really do. Like, come on, guys. We cannot be this naive. Do not be out here listening to guys like Emmanuel Acho. They will steer you wrong, and guys like him are literally the reason that we ended up in a position that we're in today, where men and women are more divided than we've ever been.
I think some of that is who you are.
Yeah.
I might love this person to death, but when things get hard, I'm not used to fighting back. I'm used to running. I think people don't get a lot of counseling, yo. Like, this is just me talking you know, I'm a psych major. I don't know if you guys remember that. I'm a psych major.
All right, you know what? I'm going to end this video there because I don't want to make this video too long, and they're just going to be talking about the same kind of thing anyway. The final thing that I just want to say about this is this doesn't necessarily have to be a contentious issue, okay? If you guys are both in it for what you say you're in it for, this should be a conversation that you're willing to have. And a lot more people need to start being comfortable with having uncomfortable conversations in their relationships, because that's one of the issues that I think I see a lot nowadays too, is that people are not willing to just have conversations that really, really need to be had because they don't want to like risk losing their partner, or they don't want to have to deal with their partner's hurt feelings or whatever. And if you're in that type of relationship, yo, it is not meant to last in the first place. You have to be willing and able to have conversations with your significant other that are uncomfortable sometimes, and that's just the reality of the situation. This prenuptial agreement point, I don't understand why it gets so much vitriol on the internet. If you guys are truly in it for love, then there should be no problem. At the end of the day, as long as you guys are committed to one another, money shouldn't be an issue. Like, assets shouldn't be an issue. The only time that you find that it is an issue is when one party is being deceitful about their true intentions. Like, let's just keep it a buck. When one party wants to come up off the other party, that's the only time that we hear, oh, prenuptial agreements shouldn't be a thing. You're already going into it feeling like we are gonna not last or whatever. That's not what anybody said. But in case it doesn't, like, why should somebody have to lose half of their assets? Just keep it in mind, guys, because it doesn't necessarily make any sense when you guys try to make these conversations. And guys like Emmanuel Acho, shut the fuck up. But I'm going to leave it there, guys. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys thought about this, and what are your personal perspectives on things like prenuptial arrangements, especially when it comes to average people who don't necessarily have a lot to fall back on should they get divorced. As always, I want to thank you guys for joining me on this video. You guys could have been anywhere else in the world, but you chose to be here with me, and I really do appreciate you. If you liked what you heard today, do me a solid and like the video, share the video, and subscribe if you haven't already. Those things really do help out the channel a lot, guys. And if you didn't like what you heard, thanks for allowing me to occupy your time. Consider leaving a comment in the comments down below letting me know exactly what it was that you disagreed with, and maybe we could talk about it. Either way, I appreciate each and every one of you guys for pressing play on this video, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.